Hey there, awesome explorers. Have you ever used a compass? You know, that cool little tool with a needle that always points north. Well, today we're going on an amazing journey to discover where Earth's magnetic poles are located and why they're so important. Get ready because this is going to blow your mind. First, let's talk about what magnetic poles actually are. Imagine Earth as a giant magnet. Yep, our whole planet is basically one enormous magnet floating in space. Just like the magnets you might have on your fridge, Earth has two magnetic poles. One is called the North Magnetic Pole, and the other is called the South Magnetic Pole. Now here's where it gets really interesting. You might think the North Magnetic Pole is at the very top of the Earth, at the North Pole where Santa lives. But surprise, it's not exactly there. The magnetic poles and the geographic poles are actually in different places. Mind blown yet? The North Magnetic Pole is currently located in the Arctic Ocean, north of Canada. It's way up in the frozen Arctic, surrounded by ice and freezing cold water. If you were standing there, you'd be pretty close to the top of the world, but not quite at the exact geographic North Pole. And guess what? It's actually moving toward Russia right now. Wait, moving? Yes, the magnetic poles actually wander around. We'll talk more about that in a minute. The South Magnetic Pole is on the opposite side of the planet. It's located off the coast of Antarctica in the Southern Ocean. Just like its partner up north, it's surrounded by ice and incredibly cold conditions. Penguins are probably closer to the South Magnetic Pole than most humans will ever be. So why do we have these magnetic poles, anyway? Deep inside Earth, there's a liquid outer core made of super hot melted iron and nickel. This liquid metal is constantly moving and swirling around like a giant pot of soup. As it moves, it creates electric currents, and these electric currents create a magnetic field around our entire planet. This magnetic field stretches out into space and creates those two poles we're talking about. This magnetic field is like an invisible force field protecting Earth. It shields us from harmful particles that come from the sun, called solar wind. Without this protective magnetic bubble, life on Earth would be way more difficult. So yeah, Earth's magnetic poles are basically our planet's superhero shield. Now let's talk about something really wild. Remember how I said the magnetic poles move? They don't just sit still in one place. They actually wander around. Scientists have been tracking the North Magnetic Pole for almost 200 years, and they've watched it move across the Arctic. In the early 1800s, it was in a different spot than it is today, and the movement is speeding up. Back in the early 1900s, the North Magnetic Pole was moving about 15 kilometers per year. But recently, it's been zooming along at about 50 to 60 kilometers per year. That's much faster than before. In magnetic pole terms, that's super speedy. Why do the poles move? Well, remember that liquid iron core we talked about? It's constantly moving and swirling in different patterns. These changes in the flow of liquid metal change the magnetic field, which makes the poles drift to new locations. It's like the poles are on a very slow, never-ending adventure across the planet. Here's another cool fact. The magnetic poles can even flip completely. Throughout Earth's history, the North and South magnetic poles have switched places many times. The last time this happened was about 770,000 years ago. If a flip happened today, your compass needle that points north would suddenly point south instead. Crazy, right? But don't worry. Scientists say a pole flip takes thousands of years to complete. So you won't wake up tomorrow with your compass pointing the wrong way. Speaking of compasses, let's talk about how they work. A compass needle is a tiny magnet that can spin freely. The needle's north end is attracted to Earth's North Magnetic Pole. That's why when you're lost in the woods, the compass needle points toward the north. It's following Earth's magnetic field lines. Animals use Earth's magnetic field too. Birds like pigeons and geese can sense the magnetic field and use it to navigate during their long migrations. Sea turtles use it to find their way across oceans. Even some bacteria can detect magnetic fields. It's like these animals have built-in compasses in their bodies. How cool is that? The location of the magnetic poles matters a lot for modern technology. Airplanes use magnetic navigation to help them fly safely. Ships use it to navigate across oceans. Even your smartphone has a tiny compass inside that uses Earth's magnetic field when you use map apps. Pretty much anything that needs to know which direction is north relies on knowing where the magnetic poles are. Because the poles move, scientists have to update maps and navigation systems regularly. The North Magnetic Pole has moved so much in recent years that airports had to repaint their runway numbers. runways are numbered based on their magnetic direction. So when the magnetic north changes enough, the numbers have to change too. If you could somehow see Earth's magnetic field, it would look like invisible lines flowing from one pole to the other, wrapping around the entire planet. Near the equator, the magnetic field lines run parallel to the ground, but as you get closer to the poles, the lines tilt more and more until they re-pointing straight down into the Earth at the magnetic poles themselves. The auroras, those beautiful lights in the sky, are connected to the magnetic poles too. The northern lights, called aurora borealis, happen near the north magnetic pole. The southern lights, called aurora australis, happen near the south magnetic pole. These amazing light shows occur when particles from the sun get funneled toward the poles by Earth's magnetic field. The result, spectacular curtains of green, pink, and purple light dancing across the sky. So to recap, Earth's north magnetic pole is currently in the Arctic Ocean north of Canada, slowly moving toward Russia. The south magnetic pole is off the coast of Antarctica in the Southern Ocean. Both poles are created by the movement of liquid iron in Earth's core, and both poles are constantly moving. They're super important for navigation, protecting us from solar wind, and they even create beautiful auroras. The next time you use a compass or see a map with north marked on it, you'll know that you're using Earth's incredible magnetic field. And you know that those magnetic poles are way up in the frozen Arctic, and way down in the icy Antarctic, quietly doing their job of keeping our planet safe and helping us find our way. Pretty amazing that our whole planet is one giant magnet, isn't it? Scientists are still learning new things about Earth's magnetic field and the poles. Maybe one day you'll be a scientist who studies the magnetic poles and makes an incredible new discovery. Thanks for joining me on this magnetic adventure. Don't forget to check out the description below, and try to answer all the questions to test what you learned about Earth's magnetic poles. Can you remember where they're located and why they're so important? Give it a shot. If you loved learning about Earth's magnetic poles, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another awesome science adventure. Keep being curious, and see you next time, explorers.